Hello and welcome back to episode 3 of my Let's Build of my massive castle. Today I'm going to be doing a bit more work on the upper levels, namely fleshing out and actually building these towers, as well as the main walls. So, this is episode 3, I think. So let's get started with this, shall we? Okay, well, here I am. I'm laying down the basic bricks that I'm going to be using, and I do decide to switch out these outer walls with stone brick instead of the marble brick because my plan is to have stone brick on the outer 5 blocks that I'm going to use as the outer shell with an interior wall of marble brick. Now, I did just fall down right there, and that's going to be happening a lot in this video. And that's one of the hazards of working so high up off the ground. And yeah. Now, what I plan on doing is not putting down my backpack, which doesn't really work out because I keep doing that, which is one of the problems of having that backpack when you're holding down shift and trying to build and running out of bricks. Now, my plan is to use these stone bricks on the outer wall as kind of framework for windows. I'm going to cut into them and reshape them just a little bit. And that's the reason why I'm doing a double thick wall right here, having one layer as the stone brick and one layer as the marble brick. That way the marble brick will be showing through when I cut down the stone brick. So once I finish building it up and getting it to the right height, I'll start cutting into the bricks and actually shaping the wall itself. Now, what I plan on doing is having 2 floors on this upper level. So they're going to be around 5 blocks high with two blocks left over for the floor in between the 2 floors, as well as a 3rd floor, which will be the roof area, roof access from these towers. So I just have to keep building up and get everything done. And it was at this moment that you might see me using my builder's wand because I just remembered that I had it, which really did come in handy. Made the whole process of building this up a lot faster and a lot easier. So now that I've got the rough height and shape and outline of what I wanted, I went over to the other side and started copying it down, laying the basic framework of what I needed so I can start using the builder's wand. And as you can see, with the builder's wand, it went a lot faster, a lot easier, and I'm still falling off. But yeah, here we have it. It's coming up and pretty close to the height I wanted. And there we go. Both towers finished. So now I just need to figure out a design and come up with a design that I want. So what I'm going to be doing is cutting a 2-block tall window into the side of the tower and then creating kind of a small thing around it using these marble pavers, kind of a framework and a small little overhang above the window, as well as a small window sill. That's the basic design that I'm trying to go for here. And as you can see, I am also reshaping the stone around the window and in between the windows because I do plan on having one of these windows on each floor as it goes up. And I keep falling down. So yeah. Now what I settled on doing is using stone stairs upside down and right side up to kind of create a hourglass shape in between each of the windows, as you can see taking shape right there. Now that I have the basic shape of it, I continued on and went to the next floor to continue that design. And I do plan on using this all the way up to the top as well as below once I start doing the bottom of the tower. So here we have it, that I'm using spruce as the building material for the windowsill as well as the slight overhang above the window. Now, it did take me a while to figure out exactly how I wanted this to look, and I did actually have to redo it a few times before I got a design I was happy with. But yeah, here we have it right about almost there, right there. That is the design I finally chose that I was pretty happy with, and I think it looks nice. It fits the window, fits the shape, fits the overall look I was going for. So here we have it. I'm going to continue these on. All the windows are going to have this basic overhang and same design basically, with the spruce wood all the way up and on both sides of the tower itself. So here I am putting the third floor of the tower, or should that be the fourth floor of the tower? You'll see what I'm talking about later on, but yeah, I'm putting this up and finally getting this fourth area done. Now, I did run into the problem that I did not build the tower high enough, so I needed to add a bit more brickwork above before I could actually get the rest of the window in there. So I'm going to add a few more layers up here, and it should be tall enough. I might have to go back once I start putting the roof on and add a few more layers just to give it the right shape, give it the right look. But for the most part, this is the design I'm going to go with for this tower, as well as the other three towers, actually, not four, the other three towers, and maybe even for the outer towers on the outer circle, I might go with a similar design, because I want it all to look similar, all to look roughly the same. Now here we have the completed windows, the hourglass shape between them. Unfortunately, that solid white wall of marble did not really look the way I wanted it, so I decided to go back and change the corners, shave off the three blocks in the corners, and replace two of them with these basalt pavers, as well as carpenter's barriers. Now, carpenter's barriers are a unique block because you can put them down and then right click with another type of block, and that block's texture will go onto it. So I'm using the carpenter's barriers along with marble brick, and overall it looks fairly good. I mean, it complements the basalt pavers that I was using, contrasts nicely, and broke up that flat white surface that was there before. So yeah, so here I am now, continuing on the lower area of the tower, the bottom portion of the tower, and I'm falling off again, and you may have seen me get rid of my death waypoint right there. I did actually fall down and die because I kept fighting the hunger bar. You may have actually noticed while the earlier portion of the video my hunger kept going down, and I kept taking damage because I kept falling down. And eventually that caught up with me, and I actually fell to my death, which happened off camera, thankfully. But yeah, I did. But yeah, I did actually die. So yeah. But yeah, I forget what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm continuing the same pattern as I was on the upper floors here in the bottom portion. I did cut out a portion of the dome, the half sphere right in the corner, to create a pathway into the bottom portion of this tower to actually add a bit more room on that floor. Now, as you can see, I've redone the shape basically the same. I'm continuing the same pattern down. Now, I did make a slight mistake when I was creating this bottom window, in that I had it one block too low. I do go back and fix that at a later date off camera, because it's just me moving the whole thing up by one. But yeah, I do fix that for anyone who happens to notice it. But yeah, this is just me replicating the entire process, the entire upper portions of the building all the way down, including the basalt pavers with those carpenter's barriers and the marble bricks on them. But all in all, I think it turns out fairly well. And the whole thing came out fairly well, and I think it looks pretty good. The basalt, the barriers, and the marble all go together fairly well. And I did use the just basic spruce wood because it was fairly dark and I liked the way it looked as opposed to the fir wood, which was a bit lighter, and it was a bit too light actually, especially with all the marble. And yeah, I just wanted it to have a different color to it, and yeah, the spruce actually looked a little better on this here for the window sills and the overhang. Now, the reason I put that bucket of water there is because I am going to be working on the bottom portion of the tower itself. I didn't want it to just be a flat structure, so what I'm doing is recreating on a smaller scale the same design I used for the bottom portion of the half sphere of the main building, coming outward with this stone brick steps with the basalt steps one block behind them, creating a bit more depth to the build, creating a bit more look to it. And it is right here that I realized I messed up with the placement of these blocks. Right here on the corner where it meets the main portion of the building, I put it back by one when I should have brought it out by one. So here I am fixing all that, and I fell down again. I always fall down, but yeah. Overall, it creates a nice little. I love the way this looks. The kind of depth it adds, just bringing out the stone steps by one block, and then having the basalt steps recessed by one block, adds more depth, it adds more feeling to it, and it creates an effect that just, I like the way it looks. And yeah, I like the way it looked on the main building, and I think I'm going to stick with it for the other portions of the tower, because this I'm happy with this. Now, I am not happy with that single marble block right there, that marble brick right there, and I do eventually go back and redo it with another block. In fact, I might be doing that in a few seconds now. But here we are, putting the finishing touches, the last few steps up here, as well as filling in the recess behind them and below the main portion right there, if I can get up there and get fixed. But yeah, so instead of just the normal bricks I was using, I redid it a little bit, a few little changes, using the chiseled marble and chiseled basalt right there on that corner, as well as the very bottom block. Now, as you can see here, the whole thing looks fairly nice. It doesn't come to a direct point like just having a straight pyramid would, and I do have a problem right there. I forgot to fill in that back portion of the marble. But yeah, it doesn't just come to a straight point like a normal just upside down pyramid shape would if I was just using a and there is bat dying. But yeah, if I had just built an upside down pyramid, it would just come to a straight point, and that would have been But here I am changing it up, adding a bit of the chiseled marble as well as chiseled basalt to break up the color, to break up the solid stone brick. And yeah, okay, well, that is Tower 1. Tower 1, well, almost complete. There's a wall missing right there. I missed that one. But yeah, that is Tower 1 completed. I have most of it finished right there. Ooh, crap. I finally figured out how I wanted the bottom of it done, and here it is. Kind of similar to what I have on the main upside down dome. So yeah, I think it turned out fairly well. Using these carpenter's barriers seems like it added a bit more feeling to it. The corners, instead of just having a single block right there, just having those barriers like that, does add a little bit more to it. Though I do think I put too many windows in there. But yeah, that is the first tower done, and it only took me, what, an hour, 2 hours of actual build time. I'm not really sure how much time it's actually going to be once the video is done, but yeah. Okay, I think I'm going to do right now is clean up this build and finish out this portion right here, and get back to working on the other 3 towers, because I think I'm going to do is copy this design more or less. I might make a few minor changes here and there, but I'm basically going to copy this and rebuild this just as it is right now on the other 3 towers. So it's basically going to be just what I did right here. So yeah, I'm going to get back to building, get back to doing this, and come back next time once all the other 3 towers are built, and I might start working on the main walls of my house then. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. This has been Bobson, and until next time, I will see you later. Bye.